Hey, what's going on, fam? Tokoyo Carlton, and of course, listen, I just want to apologize, first of all, for my lighting. Actually, tonight, for whatever reason, like certain parts of the house, outlets stopped working. So I went in the little room over there to hit the little switches and turn them on, turn them off. Well, it looks like I got all the rest of the house working except the office area. So I apologize for the dim lights and all that old stuff. Hopefully, this is bright enough and again, we can have a good video. But again, hey, listen, I thank you so much, guys. It is Thursday, right? I know some of you guys are watching Dallas Cowboys. That's my boys, right? Come on now. We're a Dallas Cowboy fans. So again, don't disconnect. Please don't disconnect. The value is still going to be good, even though I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. All right. So, real quick, guys, I'm going to talk about 21 skills that will pay you forever. And see, guys, some of us, guys, just think about it as we go through our lives and we're working in different jobs. We sometimes we leave a job. We learn some skills there, but it doesn't apply to everyday work somewhere else. And so, even though we had great skills there, we had a lot of advancement in a particular company. But again, those skills don't translate to the new company. So again, you're not getting paid the same value for the same work, for the same hour that you were getting paid before. So that's why it's so important, guys, that you learn so many different skills so that you can actually apply those skills in any different area. And these are some of the skills that, again, are going to help you out for the rest of your life. So again, 21 skills that will pay you forever. The first skill is the ability to sell and negotiate. I got to tell you guys, the ability to sell and negotiate. You want to know who the best salesman is in the world? It's a baby, right? Baby gets whatever it wants, right? It cries enough, it screams enough, right? It's throwing fits enough. And by the time the parents had enough, it's getting what it wants. It's going to get that milk. It's going to get that cookie. It's going to get that TV show that it wants to watch, that kids program, right? Again, I've seen it over and over and over. And again, these are the best salesmen in the world. So it's a skill that works, right? It's been proven. But at the same time, as an adult, we can't go to work and what? Cry. Right? We can't throw fits, right? As an adult. So again, it's important. It's imperative that, again, we learn the ability to sell and negotiate. Number two, the ability to convey what you think and feel. A lot of adults that I run across, guys that I'm working with, clients that I have, that's where the disconnect is for a lot of people, is that they haven't learned how to, again, communicate their thoughts and feelings, right? And again, that's huge. And of course, we're not even just talking in business. We're just talking about in general, right? We're talking about with, people they work with. We're talking about relationships. One or the other just has a bad way of communicating, and it kind of hurts the relationship. And then, of course, we could talk about at the job, right? If you can't communicate, guys, it's going to be hard for you to get that attention that you need to progress at that company if you're not able to convey how what you think and how you feel. Number three, the ability to break a process down into smaller steps. Man, I got to tell you, that's one of the hardest ones that I've been faced with here in the last, let's say, year, because I've been stretched a little bit. My personal mentor, and again, by the way, guys, your favorite mentor has a mentor. Your favorite coach has a coach. And so again, my coach is Mr. Ali Madawi. And of course, he's been giving me some stuff that's been, testing my ability, right? I've been so used to just doing things the old fashioned way, right? Kind of neglecting on technology. And so again, I've learned, guys, I've got to, master the ability to actually process information and then break it down to smaller steps so that I can actually achieve what it is that I want to achieve. And again, guys, you may have heard it said like this, right? What's the best way to eat an elephant? Right? One bite at a time. That's what we're talking about. And then, of course, number four, the ability to shut up, listen, and learn from others. So again, what am I saying? I'm saying we've got to be coachable, right? It's so many people lacking the success that they're looking for simply because they just won't be coachable. Their ego, they're edging God out. They're edging, that sponsor out. They're edging that coach out. And so again, guys, we got to understand that sometimes we play a part in our own demise because, again, we're not coachable. We won't shut up, listen, and learn from others. And then, of course, number five, the ability to adapt, improvise, and overcome obstacles. Guys, listen, I was in the military for 4 years, active duty Army. I also did 4 years National Guard and 1 year reserve duty Army, right? Army Reserve. So one of the things I learned in the military, guys, we always talk about adapting and overcoming. That's so important. Like, it's all about the mission. It's always about completing the mission. So if there's something in the way, there's some barrier in the way, we got to figure out how to get through that barrier. We got to figure out how to go around that barrier. We got to find out how to go under that barrier. But again, the barrier does not stop us from hitting our objective, right? So again, that's the way you have to be in life. That's the way you have to be in business. That's the way you have to be in relationships and jobs and whatever it is that you have in your life. You have to have the ability, again, to adapt, improvise, and also overcome obstacles. Number 6, the ability to read, understand, and memorize. Again, so number 6, these are 21 skills that will pay you forever. Number 6, the ability to read, understand, and memorize. Guys, I can tell you right now, that's something I'm working on constantly. And again, I think it has to be a constant thing that you work on because the ability to read and then comprehend it, that's huge for me because like I read something, guys, I promise you, 10 minutes later, I forget what, I read. So that's the reason why some leaders and people like myself, we do audibles, right? With audibles, I can hear it. And usually when I hear it, because I'm listening to it and I'm usually speaking it while they're doing it, I'm able to retain the information more. So some of us have to learn it in a different way. So again, guys, understand number 6, the ability to read, understand, and memorize, right? So again, that's going to help. That's an incredible skill. Number 7, the ability to walk away. How many of us are, dealing with that? How many people are in situations right now, stuck in situations where we know better, right? And what I was told is if you know better, then you ought to do better, right? So again, how many of us in situations right now that we need to be walking away from, right? Leaving in the past. Matter of fact, we're in situations that should not even be thinking about going into 2023, right? So again, number 8, the ability to manage time effectively. And I got to say that real quick. A lot of people struggle with number 8, right? The ability to manage time effectively. That's huge right there. So again, so many people, I don't have time. No, you got time because we all have the same 24 hours in a day. So, well, no, I got kids. You don't understand. You know what? I got things I have to work that I got to attend to and take care of. I got responsibility. No, you don't understand. We all still have the same 24 hours in a day. Your 24 hours in a day isn't different than the 24 hours in a day for me. See, some of us have found ways to make the 24 hours work, right? We've turned 24 into 48, right? Because we collapse time frames so that we can get more done in one day than most people get done in a few days or even a week. So again, the ability to manage time effectively. Number 9, the ability to stay positive and optimistic. Guys, I think I bug people with that, right? They call me up or we talk or, listen, there's no reason to be sitting here worrying about situations that you cannot do anything about, right? There's situations that you can do something about, and there's situations that, I gotta throw it up and let the man above handle that one. That's above my pay grade, right? And sometimes we have to understand that we can't really be sitting there focused on things that we can't take care of. And so again, that's the reason why I always stay positive because again, I take care of things that I know I can take care of, right? And if I can't take care of myself, I've learned to be the bigger man and reach out to somebody and get help and support with that situation. Right. And so again, number 10, the ability to make decisions based on facts, not based on emotions. Did I just hit somebody? Right. So the ability to make decisions based on facts, not based on emotions. Right. So again, that's a hard one right there, because once we get our emotions involved, it's hard to make a conscious decision. It's hard to make the right decision because we're emotionally involved. And of course, because we've gotten emotionally involved, it's hard to make a good decision. So again, that's an ability that we need to work on. That's a skill that we need to develop. So again, number 10, the ability to make decisions based on facts, not based on emotions. Number 11, the ability to speak in front of a large audience, right? Kind of like what I'm doing right now. There's going to be hundreds of thousands of people who see this at some point. It may not happen this week, may not happen 2 weeks from now, may happen over a few years, but hundreds of thousands of people will probably get eyes on this video back and they say, well, oh man, I remember Tokoyo back way back when he didn't have the lights on and it was dark in there. You know, he still went on, right? But again, the ability to speak in front of large crowds, that's a huge benefit. So get good at that. Number 12, the ability to keep trying even after you fail, right? The ability to keep trying even after failure. That's so huge. Never give up just because you failed. What do you mean? Who doesn't fail? Who hasn't failed? Right? Some of our biggest successes are people who failed. They just failed more than we did, and they found their way to success. Right? So again, just understand that failure is part of success. Failure is part of the equation to get to the other side. See, you know what? I rather trust someone who's actually, been against the wall, right? Been against the obstacles than someone who's everything's always been perfect, right? Because they've never been challenged. I want to deal. I rather deal with people who've been challenged, right? So again, the ability to keep trying even after failure. Number 12. Number 13, the ability to invest money on your own. See, guys, that's huge too as well. We're learning a lot of people in the forex markets and trading markets that are doing very well right now because they've learned a simple skill on how to trade and not give their money to the different powerhouses out there to work their money and then, of course, take their commissions out and all that stuff, right? Every time they make money or lose money, they're making money. But if you learn how to do that on your own, guys, again, that's a skill that would take you all the way to the bank. And then, of course, number 14, the ability to do things irrespective of situation. Oh, boy. All right, so that's a huge one right there because there's a lot of people right now that I'm actually dealing with and going through situations. And of course, they're finding themselves, stuck like in the mud, right? It's like they're trying to go ahead, but they're stuck in that situation that they're currently in. And they don't understand that, hey, listen, sometimes you go through that trash, you go through that junk, you go through that mud, you go through all those barriers, but you come out the other side so much stronger. And so some of us don't know to cut it off after a certain amount of time, but some of us don't know how to departmentalize having all these things or such irrespective situations going on in our lives. They don't know how to go and say, you know what? I know this is what's happening in my life. It's hurting me right now, but I still have to do what I have to do. I still, the mortgage is still due. The landlord is still waiting for rent. The car payment is still due. The kids' daycare is still due. So again, we have to still move through all the things that are going on in our life, all these things that are headaches. Maybe you just got a huge breakup, or maybe a loss of family member, right, or friend. These things happen. What are you going to do? Martin Luther King said it best. He said the measure of a man or woman is judged based on how they respond to a situation, right? So again, based on how you respond to a situation is a measure of a man or woman, right? Well, how are you responding to the things that are happening in your life? So again, let's talk about it. Number 15, the ability to self-analyze. Again, people say, well, man, how do you always stay so focused? How do you stay so excited? How do you always just stay in that good mood? Because I have the ability to self-analyze. Let me just give you an example. Even if I'm in a situation where I'm arguing with another person or another party, we're and I'm gonna say argue because I don't really get into all that. But even if there's a disagreement, guys, and I feel myself kind of going outside of myself, like getting ready, get crunk, right? Or get ill. I've learned the ability to self-analyze at that very moment. Like literally, if I'm upset, I'm upset. Like literally, as I'm upset with you, I'm self-analyzing as I'm looking at you as the situation's going, and I calm way down, and I'll start twisting that conversation and turn it to a smoother situation. Guys, it's just over time, something that you have to work on. It's a skill that you want to get, the ability to self-analyze. Number 16, the ability to learn how to learn. That's crazy, right? The ability to learn how to learn, right? And it sounds so simple, but it's hard, right? Because some of us, again, we've learned certain things or had, we've conditioned ourselves over time to think and do a certain thing a certain way. And again, this is me. I'm pointing fingers at me right now. So we've learned to do things a certain way for many years. And then this new thing comes up, and it's the new way everything has to be done. And we're fighting to stay back in 1942 and do it the way we did it back then, right? When 2023 is right around the corner and 1942 stuff does not apply. So again, guys, you have to have the ability to learn to learn. All right. And again, I'm challenged with that on a daily basis because my mentor's challenging me to learn different things. Right. And so again, here's the thing, guys. Number 17, the ability to understand what others feel. Right. So the ability to understand what others feel. Well, what do you mean? How do you know? How can I understand how they feel? I'm not going through what they're going through. All that's simply saying is you got to be able to have empathy and sympathy, right? There's two things. You got to have the ability to have empathy and sympathy when going through a situation or someone's going through something. You've got to understand what they're going through, but also have the ability to, again, course correct that or say the right thing or get them going in the right direction, right? So again, you have to learn the ability to be, empathy and sympathy. And so again, that was number 17, the ability to understand what others feel. Number 18, the ability to remain consistent. How many of us are dealing with that one? The ability to remain consistent. See, guys, success or failure is based on your daily activities. And if you're not being consistent, then of course you can find yourself, on a high for, let's say a month, and then you take off for a week or two, and then you're back where you started, right? You lost that momentum. But consistency and persistency every single day, keeping up with a routine helps you to keep that consistency. And so again, guys, number 19, the ability to master your thoughts. The ability to master your thoughts. Man, think about it. Some of you guys got thoughts right now, right? You're listening to me like, man, Tokoyo don't know what you're talking about. So again, the whole thing, the ability to master your thoughts. Oh my goodness, guys, that's huge. As I was, for those who know, I went through a heart transplant back in 2021, right? During COVID, all that stuff, right? A little over a year ago. And you can find yourself thinking about certain things, and you have to have the ability to control the way you think and what you think about. Because what you think and what you think about can take you down the wrong road. It can actually make you sicker, right? It could prolong the agony of the pain that you're going through. So I learned to, again, first of all, control the way I think and the way I receive certain things. So I was going through that situation, guys, but I was able to keep the right mindset. If someone was coming in my space negative, well, I didn't feel, the right vibe from them. I didn't really want them to come in the room. Like, I just want them to stay away because I knew that I can control me, but I couldn't control them. So again, guys, number 19, master. You have to have the ability to master your thoughts. Number 20, the ability to write words to persuade and influence others, right? So again, that's something I'm definitely going to have to work on as far as the writing part, but I'm pretty good at the speaking part. But I understand this, as long as I can speak it, they have this thing called, dictate. So I can speak it and it still becomes words, right? So again, the ability, number 20, the ability to write words to persuade and influence others. Number 21, the ability to ask for help. How many of us are struggling with that? Recently, within the last week, I've known two people who because of past traumas or past situations or distrust or no trust at all or not letting someone in based on how they felt or someone dealt in another situation, they don't have the ability to ask for help. So they find themselves overwhelmed, stressed out, and not able to, take care of the things they need to take care of because they're so locked into, I got to do it. I don't trust anyone else to do it. I don't want to ask no one else to do it. I think this is probably the most powerful one, is that a lot of us right now who are watching this right now or watching it later, this is probably the most powerful one out of the 21 skills that you will ever have. It's the ability to ask for help. None of us are too big, right, to ask for help. See, guys, I've learned this a long time ago, and it's written in some book, and it says, "You have not because you ask not." I think that's powerful. And I hope you're receiving this, guys. Again, 21 skills that would pay you forever. Imagine having all these in combination, and of course, watching your life spring, right? Watching your life grow, manifest those things that you thought about, those things you prayed about, all those things that you asked for because you weren't scared to ask for help. So again, number 21, the ability to ask for help. The most powerful one out of the 21, asking for help. So, hey, with that, guys, listen, I do this every single night, Monday through Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So again, just tune in whenever you can, guys. But this is a nightly thing, Monday through Thursday. If you like what you're hearing, again, guys, I'm okay with you showing some love. I mean, some comments and all that stuff. I'm okay with that. So again, I'm giving you permission to show some love, right? Write some comments down over here. Share this, this topic with someone else who needs to hear about 21 things that can help them survive, help them thrive in life. So again, guys, I appreciate you. And as always, I want to send this out real quick because I do all this stuff, but I want you to win with this. And so if you're looking for that extra little thing to help you to, go from here to here, or you're looking for the extra little thing that your business needs, or that extra little thing that you need in your personal life, or something that's going to help you become more of who you are really, but you just haven't discovered yet. Well, guys, I'm doing a 30-minute evaluation. I'm giving it away to you. And all I'm asking that you do is set up a time and a date in my calendar, right? So again, you want to go to www.workwithcarlton. Again, workwithcarlton.com. You want to go there and book a 30-minute evaluation so we can talk about what's going on. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? How fast do you want to go there? How can I help? Again, asking for help, number one. So with that, guys, it's been a pleasing pleasure. I look forward to seeing you guys at the top, from the top, or over the top. Take care, take charge, and we'll talk to you soon.